Oh, Bethesda, what the hell have you done? For years, you were a powerhouse in the gaming industry. You built massive, immersive worlds and told stories that captured hearts of millions of gamers around the world. Games like Morrowind, Fallout 3, New Vegas, and of course Skyrim weren't just successful, they were landmarks in RPG history. You set the bar for storytelling and world building in-game, and your studio had a near unshakable reputation. Bethesda's earlier titles weren't just about exploring vast lands, they were about stories. Fallout 3, for instance, gave players a deeply personal narrative about survival, family, and moral choices that could change the fate of the wasteland. Morrowind allowed players to dive into a world rich with lore, where nearly every choice felt like it had weight. These games weren't just visually stunning, they were emotionally gripping. And with each new title, Bethesda built worlds that felt alive, with deep characters, history, and compelling stories. But something changed in recent years, and nowhere is that shift more evident than in their latest release, Starfield. Starfield was announced as Bethesda's first new IP in decades. And of course, its release was supposed to be a groundbreaking moment for the studio. A game that promised to take open world formula to the stars. But of course, what players got wasn't the next evolution of storytelling. It was a universe that felt massive, but at the same time, extremely hollow. In an article by PC Gamer, they described Starfield as having an anodyne plot and forgettable characters. And that sentiment has been echoed by countless players who felt the vastness of this space game came at the cost of a meaningful narrative. Many of the interactions with NPCs via dialogue is completely asinine. The same NPCs lack personality and character, and of course the overall gameplay itself is boring and extremely repetitive. While Bethesda is known for letting players craft their own stories, Starfield completely missed the mark. Its narrative was not gripping, and the characters lacked the emotional depth that made earlier Bethesda titles so memorable. Instead of the deep personal journeys we were used to, Starfield delivered a series of forgettable side quests and NPCs. And then just this week came the expansion Shattered Space. For $30, fans expected Starfield's first expansion to be packed with content, new planets, more quests, and deeper lore to fix the game's initial shortcomings. But what they ended up getting was a handful of shallow quests, a small smattering of new items, which was far from what the community was hoping for. Shattered Space was Bethesda's opportunity to right the wrongs of Starfield, but instead, this expansion only served to highlight how far this studio has fallen. Once known for releasing massive expansions like Oblivion's Shivering Isles or Skyrim's Dawnguard DLC, Bethesda's recent offering feels underwhelming, especially given its price tag. And the backlash has been loud and clear. Starfield was supposed to be Bethesda's triumphant return, a showcase of their ability to create worlds that felt as immersive and compelling as their older titles. But for many fans, the game represents the studio's creative decline. On Steam, the game's expansion has been hit with mostly negative reviews, as players voice their disappointment with both the base game and the overpriced add-on content. The sentiment amongst fans is that Bethesda has lost touch with what made their game so great in the first place. Bethesda's fall from grace has been hard to watch for fans of the studio. Once a studio known for crafting rich, immersive worlds and meaningful stories, they now seem far more concerned with scale over substance. The question is now, can they recover from this? Or has Starfield marked the point of no return? The lackluster release of Starfield, which took 8 years to develop, certainly gives us worrying signs for the upcoming release of Elder Scrolls 6, which by release time will have spent pretty much the same amount of time in the development pipeline. Will Bethesda learn from Starfield's many mistakes? Or are they simply a studio bereft of creative ideas that can no longer compare to the glory days of Morrowind, Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Skyrim? Only time will tell. But let us know what you think in the comments. Is Starfield a game that you enjoy? Have you been playing the new expansion? Are you looking forward to Elder Scrolls 6? Are you concerned for what Elder Scrolls 6 is going to end like based off what's happened with Starfield? I'd love to know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.